Rev up your engines!
Well, they stopped making the Chargers, Challengers with the V8 Hemi engines. Now they're making electric versions. Well, guess what? Dodge dealers across America are already giving massive price cuts for the new Dodge Charger Daytona. It is an electric vehicle, not a gasoline one, and nobody wants to buy them. They've already hit the dealers, and already they're knocking the price down. In Schenectady, New York, they cut the price of one $20,435. They knocked that off the price. It was supposed to be $82,175, and they've already lowered to $61,740. He hasn't sold it yet. That's what he's asking less. Look, people don't want these things, especially guys that arrive around in muscle cars. What do they want? Noise, an engine where they can buy gasoline and go all over the place. Not something that has to be charged up all the time. And yeah, they got a lot of power, but if you know anything about Dodge products, they've had electrical problems for decades. Are you going to buy a fully electric one? I think that'd be a very stupid idea. And here again, they're kind of like a sports car, even though they got, most of them have 4 doors or whatever. But they're still a sports type car, right? Sports cars aren't popular anymore. And as I keep telling people over and over again, do not read stuff on the internet and think it's real. You got these people, man, I want to get one of these scat packs. I want to get one of these fast electric cars. La, 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 la. Yeah, these are people talking through their hat. They're just blah, blah. But where the rubber hits the road, money where people buy them, people aren't buying them. I suppose half the kids that want them are, under 12 years old or something. They can't buy a car. Dodge looks at the internet. All these people say they want these cars. Yeah, but they don't buy them. Look, over 1 million people signed up for the Cybertruck, and they didn't sell anywhere near that, and all the reservations are gone because people decided, I don't want one of those pieces of crap. But they said they did, right? Doesn't mean anything. And with this electric muscle cars are certain type of people want a muscle car. And they're not the electric car type people. They're not the save the planet people. They don't give a rat's behind about saving the planet. They want to drive like maniacs as far as they can, as long as they can. And they don't want to be sitting, putting a charger in, waiting to drive it around. And they're going to find this out already. If they got to knock 20 grand off already, and they just came out, imagine what a massive failure this thing is going to be as time goes on. Well, here's a hilarious one. Ford says their Mustang is priced right, even though they have record low sales of them, right? They're not selling them, so they're saying, no, but they're priced right. Well, guess what, you idiots? No, it isn't. If it's priced right, people are going to buy it. They're either not priced right or they're made like crap. Maybe it's a combination of both of them. Sports cars are not popular anymore. Hardly anybody buys them now. I know you go on the internet and people are, oh, la, la, oh, I want this sports car, I want that sports car. Those are just the BS talkers on the internet. They don't actually buy the stuff. The Supra was only available for a while in automatic, and they said, okay, we want a standard too. Oh, yeah. So then they started selling the standard. The sales actually went down. But all these blah-blahers on the internet are like, oh, I want one with the standard transmission, la, la, la. But they don't buy it. It's just baloney. And in this case, Ford is buying into their own baloney. Oh, no, they're not priced too high. Something's wrong. Either they're not priced right or they're not made right. Like I said, maybe it's a combination of both of them. For example, the V8 powered GT increased $2,800. The Dark Horse went $3,600, and it starts at $69,870. And of course, there's a GTD, which starts at $325,000, but they're only making a few of those, and they say they're all paid for, right? They're all ordered, and you can't even order one now. It's just kind of a snobbery with this stuff. It's kind of absurd. They're obviously not priced right. Sports cars are not something that people buy. The kids, the 12-year-old kids who I want a sports car, right? Well, those aren't the people who are buying the cars. The people who are buying the cars aren't buying the Mustangs. Their sales are dropping. And Ford say, oh no, they're priced right. Well, Ford, then you ought to look at something's wrong. Sports cars are more of a thing of the past. They're not popular anymore. Look at all the sports car manufacturers that stop making sports cars. It's telling you something, maybe you should just give up the ghost on them. But they won't, because that's their big thing, the Mustang. That's their image, right? It's like Harley Davidson has the outlaw image, right? Basically, a bunch of fat old white men are driving around in Harley Davidsons, but they have this rebel image, right? I saw one the other day. I'm laughing my butt off. When I was a kid, the image was the Hells Angels were roaring down the road on the Harleys. Everyone was afraid they're going to... Now you see a guy riding a Harley and somebody passes him with a minivan. Ford, you got to have to do something about Mustangs because people aren't buying them. Well, even in China, The electric car boom is expected to slow down in 2025 because the boom is going bust even in China. They got a bunch of companies that made electric cars starting from scratch, needed to build an infrastructure. A bunch of them are going bankrupt. You can't have a million different things out there, right? When the chips hit the ground and everything's settled out, there'll be a handful of them, right? That's how it always goes. There's no reason to have a billion different companies making electric cars. That's stupid. Have a few of them that know what they're doing. Why do you think there's not 8,000 different car manufacturers out there in the world? Because the small ones went out of business. They couldn't compete. So there's a combination of the small ones are going to go out. They're already having problems. And the Chinese aren't buying as many as they were. If you don't know, China's the largest car market in the world now. It used to be the United States, but we're number 2 now. China's number 1. They buy more cars than anybody. And who's to say that the Chinese are going to be happy with electric cars? And if they talk about, oh, it's green my butt. China leads the world in building coal-fired plants. They keep building them and building them and building them. They pretend they're green. They show, oh, look, we got windmills. We got solar panels all over the place. No, but they keep building coal-fired plants to make electricity because China is full of coal. They got coal all over the place. And obviously they're still using it. You know, they're trying to hide the fact that they aren't. But they are. So is it going to be green? Oh, well, they'll be driving cars, but they're burning coal to make the electricity for them. Who knows, you know? Where's all the lithium going to come from and all that stuff, right? So even in China, the electric car boom is starting to go. There rarely is there one, like when the asteroid fell and went in the Gulf of Mexico, killed off the dinosaurs. No, there's one thing that actually did something, right? But mostly it's a bunch of different things all working together to create problems, not just one. And electric cars is in a mass of various different problems. Now, here's a hilarious one. Guy in California doesn't like his Tesla. He says, and I quote, I'm suing Tesla and selling all my Tesla stock after my Cybertruck failed me at a critical moment during the Los Angeles fires. I've been trying to get this issue sorted out for 5 months. So he's got a Tesla Cybertruck. He can't drive the thing. It doesn't work, so he can plug it into his house because he's got one of those deals where he can run his house. He lost his power during the LA fires, but that didn't work either. This guy's crazy enough. He bought a Cybertruck and has a Tesla Model S that he paid over $100,000 for each one of them. And he holds Tesla stock on top of it. Since he bought his Cybertruck in the last 6 months, has been back to the dealer for 6 different occasions. During these visits, Eric said he had his Cybertruck's motor replaced twice. Imagine, you bought a truck and the engine had to be replaced twice when you just bought it. Then they gave him a defective wall charger that didn't work either. So now the charger doesn't work, the car's not working, and he wants his money back and he wants to sue Tesla. Here's what he says. I bought a Foundation Series Cybertruck 6 months ago and paid full price. The Generation 3 wall charger that came with the truck is defective, as confirmed by the PowerShare installer who charged me $2,000 to install it. I can't use it because the Generation 3 charger's bad. I got a defective charger, it never worked. I'm beginning to run around for Tesla for 5 months. So I want him to buy back the stupid cars, and he's selling his Tesla stock. Hey, I gotta say something, buddy. Didn't you learn anything from the first one you bought? Then you went and bought another one, and then it doesn't work, and the charger doesn't work? Don't you see this company doesn't care? They're only out to make money. Once they have your money, they don't care. It's crazy that people keep buying these things. Hey, so I make these videos to warn you. Don't be foolish like these people. Don't buy that crap, and you won't be stuck. And of course, this is new stuff. The truck's new, the charger's new, and it doesn't work. He had to have 2 of the motors replaced. Don't waste your money on this stuff. I just love how nobody ever thinks of who's going to pay for it. All right, they're trying to push these Tesla home charging giant battery unit systems for power, right? Now they're saying, oh, they can help out Puerto Rico. They just had a hurricane, I guess there. A lot of power gets knocked out. And they said, well, if they had these batteries, they wouldn't have this problem, blah, 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 blah. Nonsense. Right? Not the richest country in the world, right? What do these things cost? Powerwall 3 runs more than $9,000 per unit. And you need at least 2 units. Yeah, where are these guys that don't have any money in Puerto Rico going to get $18,000? Now, number 2, you can run them off the infrastructure to charge them up. But when the infrastructure goes down, that's it. And they're only going to last for a short period of time. Then they run out of power. But then they say, well, you can have solar panels. Okay, people, this is Puerto Rico. The storm came in and knocked things out. Do you really think it's not going to knock out the solar panels too? Of course a hurricane's going to knock the solar panels off. They're on the top of the roofs, or they're in an open area where the waves might come into the wind will knock them down, or things will throw and break them and short them out. Who comes up with these stupid ideas? This is a brilliant idea to say Puerto Rico. Well, not really. Who's going to pay for it, right? $9,000 to $18,000 minimum for each house. Who's going to pay for that? And then, hey, if the infrastructure goes down, one, it's not going to last that long. The batteries run out of electricity, and if they are powered powered by solar panels. Don't think the storms are going to knock those things out too. These people, they're living in la la land, and they're just trying to find a reason to, let's see if we can get Puerto Ricans to put these in. Oh, maybe the United States government will give them grants to put these things in. Blah, blah, blah. It's not going to fix anything. They can't even have an infrastructure that holds up in Puerto Rico. Their power grid is a piece of crap. Do you think sticking these little batteries on people's houses is going to fix it? No, it's not going to. So if you never want to miss another one of my new car repair videos, remember to ring that bell.